Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another episode of Can't Wait Wednesdays here on the KB Radio Network. How are you doing, everybody? I pray that everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving weekend and had fun with all their friends and their family. I I was all right. I felt good. My family was out of town. Well, half of my family. My wife and my oldest daughter went on a vacation, and me and my youngest daughter, it was just us here for Thanksgiving. We went by my mom's house and enjoyed some food and everything, and you know, it was a nice chilled Thanksgiving weekend. And me personally, I was in heaven, hog heaven. Got some rest, watched some movies and TV shows that I was anticipating. I was good. I was good. Other than the fact that it was storming raining for like, I don't know, it basically all week. I think maybe 1 or 2 days it wasn't raining, but it was storming raining, which forced me to stay in the house, which is good because didn't go anywhere, didn't do anything, just chilled, and that's precisely what I needed. But enough about my exciting Thanksgiving weekend. uh, we're here to preview what's coming out this weekend and what uh TV shows and or movies that we just frankly can't wait for. And we have a couple of them, and I'm excited for the vast majority of these feature presentations. Let's start off with I guess you could say for the kiddies. This is a film franchise based off of a book franchise that my youngest daughter used to read, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. And we went to go see the movies, the live action adaptations when they came out. I don't know what, about 10, 12 years ago. That's when the film rights were over at Fox. And once Fox sold their company to Disney, Disney can continue to make Diary of a Wimpy Kid's films, but they switched over to animation. And this upcoming uh, feature film isn't computer animated comedy, and this is for the kids. I don't think we've gotten any kids movies this holiday season. uh, I think Strange Worlds or Strange World is in theaters right now from Disney, but I heard it didn't do too good. I heard that the movie wasn't too good. I don't know. I didn't see it, so I'm not gonna pass judgment on it. But over on Disney Plus this Friday, December the 2nd, we're getting Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules. And this is a popular book franchise, the series of books. I thought it was just something my daughter stumbled upon, but it is a really popular book. you know, all those series of books. I remember her coming home and excited about the new book, and she'll read it, and voila. Then the movies came out, and it was off to the races after that. But this is Roderick Rules, and if memory serves, I can't remember if the live action film they had a live action film, Roderick Rules. I don't remember. I don't recall. I could be completely wrong. There was so many. it was so many. I don't even remember. But this is something for the kids, something for the family to watch, and you don't have to leave your house. It will drop on Disney Plus this Friday, December the 2nd. December, yeah, it's December. But speaking of December the 2nd and staying at home, over there on Netflix, we have a documentary film that I am super excited for some strange reason. Now, I love documentaries. I can watch I can watch documentaries all day. I love documentaries, and it's especially when it's associated with something that I'm interested in. It's good to watch documentaries when it's new subject matter. You can learn some new things, like true crime series or documentaries dealing with history, something that took place in history, or, things of that nature. I like to learn. I'm not a big reader, at least I never used to be. Now I'm trying to read a little more. But how I learned, I used to watch, or still do, watch documentaries. And this particular documentary isn't so much of a lesson, it's just a subject that really piques my curiosity. And it is Senior. And this is about Robert Downey Sr., who is the father, of course, of Robert Downey Jr., who we all know as Iron Man and countless other movies throughout his career. But I never really knew the whole story behind Robert Downey Jr. and his father. I knew it was something kind of strained, to put it kindly. It wasn't on the level. And that's what kind of pushed him towards his little downward spiral in the 80s and the 90s. I'm talking about Junior here, with the drugs and, going to jail and ruining his career. And, Robert Downey Jr., if you don't know, has checkered past. It's really, really messed up. And the fact that Robert Downey Jr. is at this level right now, to the point where he was Iron Man, he basically started the MCU. The MCU that we know right now is because of that Iron Man film that came out in 2008. And so, and basically saved his career, if not his life, because his career was over. Nobody wanted to work with him, and so on and so forth. It had got that bad, and he turned his life around, and ultimately rebuilt his relationship with his father, which this documentary is about. And I want to see that. And they are going to touch in on the his past. He said he cannot tell the story about his father or his relationship with his father without talking about his past. And that's what I want to see. I want to see a brutally honest story, because some documentaries, it can be a borderline fluff piece for for the subject matter's sake. We don't want to look at that particular individual in this light. A lot of people are real guarded with their history, because they've done some unreputable things in their past. And so I respect him to the highest degree, that he's like, yeah, let's talk about it. I saw this in the trailer. I didn't see the movie yet, but yeah, I'm excited to see this. His father, for those who don't know, is a very accomplished filmmaker from the 70s and probably 60s too. I don't know. I wasn't around, but he had a career. He was a big filmmaker. He wasn't directing blockbuster movies or nothing like that, but he was established, and which helped his son get into the business as well. But his son carved his own path. But either way, I'm excited for this documentary. Senior will be available on Netflix this Friday, December the 2nd. Well, let's move on over to film. Let's move over to theatrical releases, shall I say. Or one. We only have one theatrical release that's worth talking about today. And just in time for the holiday season, we have a Christmas movie, but not like you think. I am so excited for this movie. You have no idea. This looks like the most out of this world, bananas crazy movie associated with Christmas I've ever seen. But I'm excited. Not since Die Hard. And yes, Die Hard is a Christmas movie in my eyes because it's set place on Christmas Eve. But this film is about Santa Claus basically being John McClane in Die Hard. This looks like a Die Hard meets Home Alone meets Santa Claus the movie. if that's how I want to give it a hybrid, This looks amazing. Violent Night. Violent Night, of course, is a play on words for Silent Night, the known Christmas carol, but Violent Night is a 2022 American Christmas fantasy black action comedy film, and it stars David Harbour, who we all know from Stranger Things, from Black Widow, and countless other films. David Harbour has been around forever. He was Hellboy in that horrible uh Hellboy, the last Hellboy movie that they made. Wasn't his fault. I don't blame him for that movie being horrible, but it was horrible. He was all right in it, but the movie was horrible. But here, David Harbour plays jolly old Nick himself, jolly old Saint Nick rather, Santa Claus. And no, not a department store Santa, a mall Santa, the actual Santa Claus. And the premise of this film is when a group of mercenaries attack the estate of a wealthy family on Christmas Eve, Santa Claus himself must step in to save the day and Christmas. I am so excited. Like I said, David Harbour stars in this film along with John Leguizamo as well as Beverly D'Angelo, who I haven't seen Beverly D'Angelo in a movie in a while. I'm pretty sure she's working, but it's been a while since I've seen her in a film. It's good to see her. That was one of my crushes back in the day. Love Beverly D'Angelo from the National Lampoon Vacation films. But anyways, yeah, this looks so crazy. This looks so crazy and violent, very violent. It looks like Santa Claus is out. I mean, blowing people up, stabbing them with candy canes, and it just looks wild, man. And I mean, look, I know there's gonna be some detractors from this film. I know people are gonna be, oh, how can they do this to Santa Claus? I mean, it's Santa Claus, people. Relax. Y'all act like this is a real person. It's Santa Claus. Take a chill pill. But in any event, I could care less. I will check this out. Can't wait to check this out this weekend as it drops in theaters this Friday, December the 2nd. We are getting Violent Night. Sign me up. All right, that leads us to our last can't wait of the week. And this one here is a TV show that is a sequel to one of my favorite little childhood guilty pleasures from 1988. And I didn't think that I would want a sequel to that film, but now I cannot wait for the sequel to that film. None other than Willow from 1988. We were getting the sequel, not film, but TV show that dropped today on Disney Plus, amply titled Willow. And man, man, I don't know why. I don't know why that movie appealed to me so much back then, because it was a typical fantasy, adventure film, which is right up my alley, but it was a dark fantasy, it wasn't, uh, you know, fairies and, rainbows and sunshine and stuff, but it was fun. And I loved that movie. I loved Val Kilmer in that film. Uh, Me and my wife always go back and forth about Val Kilmer. She's not the biggest Val Kilmer fan. I love Val Kilmer. And this is one of the films that I would refer when I'm talking about Val Kilmer. Between this and Tombstone, I go check those movies out. And, you will love Val Kilmer. I love Val Kilmer. But another standout from that film was Warwick Davis, who plays the dwarf Willow. And this isn't Warwick's first foray into Lucasfilms, because this is Lucasfilms. It's not Star Wars, but it is Lucasfilms. And he always plays a dwarf because he is rather short. And so he pops up in this. I don't know. It's just something about it. I guess it's because he was an Ewok in Star Wars, one of the many Ewoks. And so I don't know. I guess that's probably why, as a kid, I was drawn to height deficient individuals. I don't know what the terminology is. I know, you say the wrong thing and it offends people, and I don't want to offend nobody because I'm short too. So it is what it is. But anywho, I love Warwick Davis, and he returns to reprise his role as Warwick Offgood, and I'm so excited to see this. It was such a joy to watch that trailer. It just took me back. My plan, and I'm beating myself across the head because I was, like I said at the beginning of this show, I was off all last week. I was vacationing by chilling, a staycation as they call it, and looking for things to watch while I was sitting at home. And I don't know why I didn't watch Willow again. I wanted, because my plan was to watch Willow before I jumped into the show. And I really thought I had some time until I was preparing notes, trying to see what comes out this week for this show. And I noticed it's coming out today. And I'm like, wait, now? It just crept up on me that fast. And so I didn't have time to squeeze in Willow, but I do plan to check it out in the next week or so. I definitely want to check it out, but it's not that important. I remember enough from it. Hopefully, I won't be lost when I start watching this show, because I am excited for this show. Along with Warwick Davis, we're also going to get Val Kilmer. Allegedly, from what I read, he is reprising his role as Mad. What is it? Mad Mardigan. I think that was his name, Mad Mardigan. See, I needed to watch the movie. I can't remember that. I think I'm right though, because I used to watch it religiously. Anyways, we all know that Val Kilmer, he had throat cancer and his health is failing, and he can't really talk. If you watch Top Gun Maverick, spoiler, he really can't talk. But he can still be there. I'm pretty sure they can write around it. Give him his flowers. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm pretty sure they're gonna find a nice, inventive way to put him in the show. But also Joanne Watley, she's also reprising her role. She was the heroine in the film rather, and she's reprising her role in here as well. I don't think it's a main character. I think her and Val Kilmer and a couple other characters are just popping in for cameos, or glorified cameos, so to speak. But a little tidbit there: Joanne and Val used to be married. They actually have a son together who acts. So, but they've been divorced for years now. But it's good to see them. If they pop up in a scene together, that'll be cool. If they on good terms, I don't know. I don't know what was the result of their split up, but regardless, none of my business. Could care less, really. I just want this to be a good show, a very respectable sequel. I guess we could call it a sequel, even though it's an actual show. To the classic film. I like to say it's a classic. Ron Howard directed that movie, and Ron Howard is one of my favorite directors as well. He directs nothing but just bangers to me, and I love. I would say 90% of the films he has made. I've seen 99% of the films he's made. I think it's maybe one or two that I haven't seen, but I know for a fact I've seen the vast majority of his films, and I've enjoyed all of them that I've watched. And Willow was one of them, even though he has nothing to do with this TV show. But that's besides the point. He is the architect of this world that we're about to journey back into as of today. Right now on Disney Plus, we have Willow. So those are your can't waits for this week. As I said, don't have to wait for Willow because it's available now on Disney Plus. We have Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Roderick Rules, which will be available also on Disney Plus this Friday, as well as Senior, the film documentary, available on Netflix this Friday. In theaters this Friday, we are getting into the Christmas spirit with a little violence with Violent Night. So those are your can't waits for this Can't Wait Wednesday. Which one are you excited about? I'm excited about 4 out of the 5. Well, 3 out of the 4. Uh, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, not so much. But I know there's a lot of kids who are into that. Probably some adults. Who knows? You probably into them. I enjoyed the live action movies when I took my daughter to go see them back in the day, but I'm far detached from that world now. But yes, I'm excited for everything else. Let me know what you're excited about. Email the show, kbradiopodcast@gmail.com. Hit me up on Twitter at KB Radio Network and other social media platforms. Don't forget about the 5 stars and reviews if you're listening on Apple Podcasts. Don't forget about sharing the show with all your friends and your family and your loved ones. Letting everybody know that you're listening to Can't Wait Wednesdays here on the KB Radio Network. Everybody, it is December. Well, at least it will be tomorrow. The year is almost up. The year is almost up. And I cannot believe how fast this year flew by. We have only 4 weeks left in this year. There's not too many more movies coming out this year, at least that I'm excited about. So next week, next Wednesday on Can't Wait Wednesday will be the season finale of 2022 for Can't Wait Wednesday. We're going to do one episode to cover whatever films that are remaining this month. And as far as our other shows, they will still be going on. Of course, the Dome Patrol podcast, as long as the Saints season is still going on, for at least on the football field, because mentally I'm not. But but movie goodness is still going to be chugging along, because we have our Christmas shows. We have our top 10 of the year coming up, and something else. I almost spoiled it, so I'm not going to spoil it, but before the year is out. So that'll still be going on, but the season finale of Can't Wait Wednesday will be next Wednesday. So keep your ears perked out for that. Everybody, I want you all to know that I love you. Continue to love one another, and until we speak again, you all be blessed.